Getting a little bicep workout right there with this bag. But this year I have switched to a more maximalist approach when it comes to camera bags, and it's actually helped me quite a bit creatively. So I'm going to talk about this bag, talk about that switch, and show you everything inside to possibly persuade you to considering a similar approach. Let's get into it. And big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. We'll talk about them a little bit later on. So what made me experiment with this more maximalist, gigantic camera bag that we'll talk about in a second? Well, for the last nearly 8 years, have always used smaller camera bags and got along fine. But last year, I traveled the most that I've ever traveled for work, and I found myself kind of limiting my professional potential because I could only bring so much stuff with me. I was bringing a lot of creative equipment in my suitcase. It was a mess. I wasn't able to pack everything in a backpack, and I was also leaving lenses and things at home that I ended up actually needing when I was out on these productions. So to start this year, I decided I'm going to ditch the small camera bags for a while and go with something larger. Now, this camera bag itself is the Peak Designs 45-liter travel bag, and 45 liters is a lot. I will be straight up. Having 45 liters of backpack filled with stuff on your back in an airport is not exactly fun. This bag is extremely heavy. It has a lot of stuff in it, but when it comes to me actually working a job, it does a great job. You can see the video I made from San Francisco. It was my last video on the channel with the Hasselblad X2D2. That whole thing was created using this approach, and that job went seamlessly because I had everything that I needed. Now, before we get into what's inside this bag, I briefly want to talk about the bag itself because it is a fairly expensive camera bag, but personally, I think it's worth the money. Like, they really thought out this bag. It functions extremely well, which you'll see as we go through the bag. But even these small details, like having these handles on the side, so maybe when you're getting it in an overhead compartment in an airplane, it's really easy to grab. You can also pick it up off the ground and move it with one of these very easily. And quick note, this is not sponsored. I paid for this with my own money. If you want to pick up one and support the channel, I'll drop an affiliate link down in the description somewhere. But this, like I said, is the 45-liter Peak Designs travel backpack, and so far, I'm extremely happy with it. I believe it's one of the more popular camera backpacks out there, and I completely understand why. Let's get into the bag, and as we go through the bag, you'll see all the functionality of it. So up top, we have this pocket that fits perfectly my Fujifilm X100VI. So if I'm out doing something and I want to just grab a quick camera, I can pick this up. Also in that pocket, I keep a Lamy pen with me. But now let's get into the main compartment of this bag. So one great thing about this backpack, and one thing that finally made me change from these more minimal bags, is the fact that with smaller backpacks, that 16-inch laptop typically would not fit in the laptop sleeve on camera backpacks. I would end up putting my laptop in my suitcase, which wasn't very ideal. So that's the first big difference with a big bag like this, is you can fit basically any laptop. You actually have room for 2 devices inside of this laptop pocket, and this pocket is actually separated with dividers. So right now I have a notebook in there. I'll sub that out with my laptop if I need to, and I also have my iPad Pro. Now, inside of this bag, one cool thing about these Peak Design bags that I was unfamiliar with is the fact that there is a separate camera compartment that you can purchase with these bags. You have the option for small, medium, and large. And at first, I thought that was kind of obnoxious. I'm like, why is there this removable thing inside the bag? Like, why do I want that? And now I realize the benefit is, one, let's say you're going on a trip or doing something where maybe you need way more camera divider space, you can sub this out for the large one. Or maybe you're in a situation where you need more up top space in your bag, you can sub this out for a smaller one. Or maybe you just find yourself wanting to use this bag randomly just to fill with clothes or something else. You can do that because you can remove this. So inside of this little box, this is the medium camera divider. I have the main cameras that I've been using as of late. We have the Hasselblad X2D2 right here. We also have the Hasselblad 24-70 equivalent, which is a 35-100. Now, we also have a secondary Hasselblad lens. This is a 25mm prime to pair with the 24-70. So we have a wide angle, and then we have pretty much every other focal length covered with this lens. Now, the Hasselblad obviously doesn't do video, so that is all for the photo side. Then on the video side, we have the Nikon Z8 right here with the 24-70 on the lens, and the other lens for the Nikon is the 14-24. So we have an ultra wide for social media video that goes up to 24. Then we have the 24-70. Finally, we have the DJI Osmo Nano right here in its own little spot, as well as this hat mount that I threw in there for behind the scenes POV stuff, which you saw in the last video from San Francisco. So on the camera side, that is all of the cameras that are inside of this bag. Now, one great thing about this bag is with that camera divider inside the bag, you still have plenty of room in the top of the bag for different items. So I have this little GoPro box right here, which inside of this box, I have my Logitech MX Master 4 mouse. So if I need to use a mouse with the laptop, it's right there. And I also have my DJI Mic 3s right here. They fit nicely in this case, and I do this just so they're not floating around in the bag. They have their own dedicated compartment. We also have the Anker power bank, which I've talked about a bunch. This is great when you're out on a shoot and maybe you need to recharge a camera. You can literally plug the camera in inside the bag and you are good to go. And finally, we have the AirPod Max 2. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know the difference between these and the Max 1s. I can't sonically tell that much of a difference. The only reason I switched to these is because the AirPod Max 1s that are behind me on the shelf, they no longer work. Something happened with one of the ears, probably me wearing them to the gym and getting water inside of them. So I picked these up. Not really that big of a difference. If you're someone who has the first ones and they still work well, I would not recommend spending the money to upgrade to those. And honestly, the case on these, it's a little bit frustrating. Like, having this in the bag takes up an exorbitant amount of space. It barely fits in here. And when I was packing this, I was kind of annoyed. I was like, why can't these be smaller? But that's all I got at the moment. Now, one cool thing about this bag is we have these pockets right here. There's two of them that you can access, but you can also access these pockets if you have that main compartment closed and open up this pocket. Now, real quick before I show you what's in here, I want to thank today's sponsor, Squarespace, because they're also a huge part of my creative process. If you're someone out there spending so much money on camera gears, camera accessories, and you don't have a website to host your work, what are you doing? Like, it doesn't make sense to not have your work showcased in a place that looks professional off of social media. And there's a number of reasons why. First, if a client comes to your website and can contact you directly, you already have the upper hand because they are reaching out to you, and building a contact me page is so simple on Squarespace. On top of that, if you're someone who struggles with social media algorithms, being able to build an audience on your website through a mailing list or a blog is a great way to connect with the people who actually care about you, algorithm free. And no one makes this easier than Squarespace with their drag and drop templates that are award winning. They have tools like Fluid Engine so you can literally move things around on their site, and their email marketing tools are just as easy to use as their website templates. So if you're someone considering a newsletter, you'll have no trouble getting that started. So we're halfway through 2026. Don't let this be another year that you put off building a website. Squarespace is hooking up the channel with a special offer. Just go to squarespace.com/EvanRamp to start a free trial and use code EvanRamp to save 10% at checkout. That's squarespace.com/EvanRamp to start a free trial and use code EvanRamp to save 10% at checkout. Big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Now back to these cool pockets. So one great thing about this bag is the fact that these two sets of pockets right here can be accessed no matter how the bag is opened. You can open it this way to get into the main compartment, you have access. If you open the front, you have access. So this is great because if you put things in this middle compartment that you're using very frequently, you can get to them regardless of how you open the bag. So for me, in this bottom compartment, I keep all of my charging stuff. We have a USB-C cable right here for the Hasselblad, as well as my phone and the Fujifilm. We also have a Nikon charger for the Nikon, and down in the very bottom, I have my filters, which I actually need to add a few filters to this. I need an ND for a project coming up, but we have 82mm filters in here. We have the filter ring and the step-up ring for the Fujifilm X100VI. Filters are not that exciting, but in this other pocket up here, we have another little compartment. I have my SD card adapter for my Nikon, and I also have a Samsung T7 hard drive, which these are the best hard drives. Unfortunately, they're exorbitantly expensive now, so I'm trying to figure out a way to move the files to something cheaper so I can just reuse these in the future. But that's the benefit, once again, of keeping things inside of small cases. You don't have important, expensive stuff just floating around in your bag, and it keeps you very organized. Now, finally, we do have two other pockets right here. This bottom one, I don't even have anything in because the bag is so big. I don't need it. But up top, we have my sunglasses, and we also have a mini desk tripod from Manfrotto. But overall, I hope you see the benefit of this bag. Even though it is gigantic, I am able to bring literally everything I could possibly need for a job, for a project, and make no compromises and no exceptions to my creativity. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that smaller camera bags are bad, or my minimal approach is necessarily bad either. There's definitely a time and place for something like that, but limiting yourself to only a small group of things when you might need more tools to actually do a better job is kind of dumb in my opinion. So having this larger option has been great. I really enjoy this bag, and it's been a hot minute since I made any type of what's in my camera bag video. So this is everything I brought to San Francisco with me. It's everything I'm going to bring with me in the next project that I do, which you'll see on my social media probably, I don't know, in the next few weeks. But with that said, I'm gonna get out of here. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up button. Comment your thoughts on this bag. If you have one, do you like it? Do you hate it possibly? Is there something wrong with it I don't know about? Curious to hear what you have to say. I'll catch y'all in the next video.